what I'm going to show you now is the technique of how to attach the outer fur onto the gorilla. Now, this can be applied on all kinds of other projects as well. And for this, I have made a white ball of wool, and I'm going to show you the different 3 different types of blacks that you're getting in there. And then I can also show you how you attach it. So, right, let's get to the overhead camera. Okay, showing you how to attach long fur onto a shape. This is not what the mountain gorilla will look like, that I've used as an example, but it's an easiest way for me to show you how to attach it so you can see a better contrast. And what you first of all do is with these 2 wools, we're actually mixing them. On my left hand, I have got the brown black New Zealand merino, which we also call a mole color because it's literally a color of mole. And then we've got a very solid jet black wool here, which is dyed, and that's also the New Zealand merino. To make the cover for the baby mountain gorilla, you actually mix the 2. So you have it so that you make it nice and dark, and you mix the wool, and you're mixing the fibers so that they are running in the long way. So you're not crisscrossing them, you're actually teasing them apart, and you want them to stay in that direction. So that's how you mix the fiber, but at the same time you are sorting them out so that they run from side to side. So what you're not doing is you're not crisscrossing them, then pulling them, you're actually just keeping them running in the same direction. And when you've got a nice long strand like this, that's one long strand, you're going to put this onto the area that you want to cover, and then you're felting into the center of this strand that you've applied, and you can see automatically the fibers want to lift up. I'm sort of flattening them down again, but you fasten this on in the center, just in a straight line in the center of that strand, and it looks a little bit like it's got a dip there now, and then you bring it up so that it makes one long bushel of cover there, and then you repeat that slightly next to that with the next longish strand. Stay very focused, having it only stab it down in the middle. This is obviously covering a larger area. If you're covering something like the arms of the gorilla, then you have to then you obviously have to have less a wide strand to do that. You can do that with wool tops as well. This is nothing to do with a gorilla at all anymore now, but I'm going to show you this now with a wool top, because it's often used as a technique for making a cover on animals. And so you have your fibers here, you felt them down in that exact same way. And the great thing about this is that you can actually shorten these fibers. And if you do this very consistently across a shape, so you have your fibers there, bring them up together, and then you can use a little scissors and you can trim the fibers shorter by cutting them, by trimming them. So you can actually get a really nice even cover that looks more authentic. So I've used this color because it's the most contrasting to the white, but you could be using more natural colors to get that look, for example, on a tiger or on other animals that have got really short fur. Can't think of anything else now. And that is basically the technique that you use with a gorilla. Of course, you can trim these too. What I suggest is with a gorilla, you don't just cut it straight, you snip into it. So you shorten it, but at the same time, you maintain a scruffy sort of less straight cut look, because you don't want it to look as if he's just been to the hairdresser. It can be a lot more sort of wild looking on him, and that will actually stay in quite solidly. So you cover the whole of the baby gorilla in this, including the arms. Everything's been covered with this, the head right into the face, and that's how you basically dress your baby gorilla. He looks quite skinny before you do that, and then once you put this cover on, he looks really soft and cuddly, and yeah, I really love him. He's my little baby. And that's basically how you would cover a dense fur cover with either bats or tops.